Hey guys, welcome in. It's Tarot Tuesday. My name is Julie. Okay, he wants to show up again, the little Page of Pentacles. He's like, ooh, there's some new thing happening for sure. Young people around you are really doing well. They're saying, so invest in the youth, invest in the younger generation. Queen of Wands, freaking awesome. You guys are powering up. You're feeling strong. You're feeling better. You're feeling more creative. You're owning your uniqueness. Do we talk about that every single time? Can I get an amen? Owning your uniqueness. That's it, period. You are not like anyone else. It is like the snowflake thing. Remember the whole, we bash the millennials. They were like, special snowflakes. We are, they're kind of right. And I kind of feel like the millennials are going through it right now, man. They're like, we used to be like the special ones, and now they've got Gen Z, coming up from behind. So it's wild, I definitely think that we all just need to get along. And I think we are. I think it's really good time to blend generations and kind of like old is young, young is old. Like the age thing is starting to feel very irrelevant, as well as all these categories I'm hearing. So as much as I love Pride Month and all that, like all of these LGBTQAI, like there's something about that feels like kind of it doesn't matter anymore. We're just humans, and these labels we put on ourselves, I think sometimes they're starting to fade, It's like a tattoo we got on our soul when we first landed. You're single, you're straight, you're a woman, you're a man. Like we just were freaking branded with this stuff. And I feel like many of us are just shaking loose of some of those restrictions in terms of who and what we are. And you're one of them, I'm hearing. So understand that you are meant for a higher purpose. You're here by divine. They're saying intervention. I do think some of us were sent here to help humanity. I mean, just in some way, shape, or form. And I feel so strongly connected to so many of you all who are sort of that light workers brigade. It's such good work. And I know it's not an easy path. I mean, Lord knows it's definitely been a long one for me, but I do feel like once you're on your mission, once you kind of get it, and I want to do a show called Wake Up Wednesdays, because I'm like, I'm going to just start doing this shit all the time, right? We're going to have Moo Moo Monday, because I'm like in my Moo Moo phase, Tarot Tuesday, Wake Up Wednesday, Frontier Fridays, and I just got to think of something for Thursday, but Thirsty Thursday is already taken. Throwback Thursday, I guess that sort of thing. Anyways, I digress. The point is more opportunity coming your way, more money, things being put on the table. Now is the time to put your shit on the table. Okay, by fall or at fall, like there's something going on where you need to put your time and attention and money into an investment of sorts. More is coming to you. It's like I'm getting the sense that the more you invest in yourself, the more life invests in you. So it's a really good time they're saying put your money where your mouth is. Like you gotta use money as a way to say yes to things, it's a really good way to communicate. Oh my God, sorry. They're taking me down a long path. My brain can't handle this right now. It's like a whole thing, like a whole school of anyways, sometimes the other side can be very, overwhelming, and I always love hearing people's experiences with the other side, because I do find it very exciting, but also be here now also really resonates. So I feel like for some of you guys who kind of go in between timelines, who are kind of pulled at a million different multi-dimensional and generational experiences, allow yourself to move forward with confidence, because it's starting to become more grounded. You get the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So a new beginning, a new offering, something real, something tangible. It might feel new, like the page is kind of is just very curious and open, but they're just a page. So this is someone who might not have a ton of experience, but they have the ability to put something on the table. They're saying on the table, into the table, as well. Some of you guys are working with craftspeople, or if you're thinking about building a furniture line, I mean, something out of wood, some kind of craftsmanship, furniture in particular, I'm feeling. So I know that's specific, but let's tune in for a sec, you guys. This full moon, man, whoa, it's a doozy. There he is again. Okay, this is not, I can't make this shit up. Okay, someone in your world, or this is someone yourself. I think this is an aspect of yourself, because that's usually how it works anyways. It's usually yourself, and then you meet yourself, you know? So if you're meeting, pay attention to who you're meeting, because it's very much a reflection of something that's going on that needs to be healed or expressed, okay? So the little Page of Pentacles is part of you that's like, wants to start something new, wants to be a beginner, you know, and something. It's a good time to learn a new craft. It's a great time. Any of you guys who are multi-talented, like add in another layer of craft, you know? So if you want to, you know, learn tarot on top of, you know, doing body work, or if you want to take a pottery class on top of learning astrology, it's like all of these things are coming together, and your input isn't valuable, but you might not feel like you know what you're doing. Like I am picking up a little bit of like the imposter syndrome. You know, we all have that. Like we all, I mean, my God, right? Like I was always doing shit that I never felt comfortable in, but I was just put into situations and I figured it out, you know? So it's a good time to, you know, be adaptable, you know, in that way, be willing to try something new, even if you think you're not good at it. It's important. Pages are also messengers. So anything that you're all doing in terms of communication, it's a good time to pay for someone to help you with that, in terms of maybe it's a social media thing or some kind of an assistant. Really good time to allow these people to support you and to pay them like a good wage, they're saying, in order to support you. Really interesting. It could go so many directions, they're saying. So it's really good for you to look at like the big picture, but also start to distill down a few things. You know, you don't have to do everything. It's really important to not be all things to all people right now. I'm definitely getting that sense. So those of you who are kind of niche is rich, I'm hearing. So niche is rich. So therefore, investing in very niche experiences or products, fucking awesome. I mean, seriously, I love this. Very, very niche, very specialized, you know? That feels really good. And so sometimes narrowing the focus a little bit will help you, you know, not be so overwhelmed, and also to determine which one is most profitable, which one is most productive, which one is most useful. Practicality is really important with this energy. Make it practical. If you're deciding, well, I don't want to do this, I want to do that, like just keep it fucking simple. First of all, like you don't want to create something that's confusing. People are already confused enough. Like create something really simple. Like the more basic, the better. You know what I mean? Like any of you guys who are innovators and crafters and like go-getters and startup people, like really good time to create something tangible for one, a product for sure, but also it might be something that helps people get around or travel, like something that you take with you. Really beautiful energy though. It's something also that you can repeat. You can make a lot of them. Like I had a client last week or a couple weeks ago I actually, you know, it's interesting. I could be picking up on his energy. Because he's a furniture maker and builder. And they were deciding to create like a product line of like smaller pieces. And I felt really excited about that. So Steve, if you're watching, this one's for you, man. Keep going. It feels really good. He was such an awesome person too. So I really love, if you're considering investing in people right now, I think the person that can produce is the person you want to pay attention to. Like, what's their production? What are they putting out there? This is really good for if you're scanning the, you know, the kind of the marketplace in terms of that in any area of your life. Like, what are they producing? What are they creating in this world? What are they all about? And what are they doing about it? That's super important. And less is more, I'm hearing. So some of you guys might be encountering people who just kind of, they take things at their own pace, you know, like Pentacles energy is not fast, right? Like it's very much like grounded in that way. So I do feel like more so than the other pages, you can trust this guy or this gal because they actually mean it. There's always a very genuine tone. And with it showing up with the Queen of Cups, I do feel very much like this could be a very femininely motherly energy. You know, maybe you're embodying her right now and there's someone who's young in my life. Like I feel like this way about my son right now. Like I'm just, you know, you pour your heart and soul and they're doing well. Like they're going to be good, you know, and it feels really nice to create that and be a part of that experience. So whatever you're loving right now, it's really important to notice what you're loving. Like, I love this. Like, I just love this. I could do this all day long. Like, that is Queen of Cups. Like, she is just like cool. She's super intuitive. She's all love. There's no hate. There's no jealousy. There's no fear inside of her. It does not exist. She's basically water. So she's very fluid. She's very, oh man. I'm kind of appreciating the Queen of Cups right now. She's giving me a little bit more cred because I feel like maybe, you know, you need someone who's grounded with you. You know, it is good to have someone that you can work with, that you can, compartmentalize. Maybe this person is really good at compartmentalizing, or you've had to compartmentalize, and now there's a new opportunity for you to shift into a more relaxed state of loving. That feels really nice. Beautiful energy, like right out the gate, you know, like really trust the flow of your feelings. They're saying, like, trust the flow of your feelings. And with that new moon or that full moon last night, wow, my God, that was nuts. I could not sleep. I was like wide awake. It was like 1:30. I was like, you know, it's like radiating, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah. But there, it made an empress out of you. Wow, that's cool. So any of you guys who are, you know, really in your own element right now, good for you. Rock on, they're saying, because you're becoming the empress. Like you're really, you know, you really like the Queen of Cups may have been the last queen, because as you know, for those of you who take my tarot classes, like the empress embodies all four queens, right? The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, right? You have to go through all these four phases in your life and your journey to become her. And she is kind of like the end all be all. Like, I love the crown on her head, and she's just hanging in a boo-boo. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm like, boo-boo Monday, right? Like very empress, even though it's Tarot Tuesday, I know. But I just love this idea. It's like less woo-woo and more moo-moo. Like, I feel that. I'm feeling that. And the Empress totally gets that. And the thing about the Empress is that she's pregnant. You know, she's always fertile with like abundance, with, you know, life inside of her. She's like birthing the life inside of her. She understands that. That beautiful Venus symbol right there reminding you of the feminine, a strong feminine, because it's like on the ground and she's sort of sitting on it. So it's really important where these symbols are placed in tarot. Everything means something, which is so fascinating about it. Being grounded, you know, it's a grounded energy, being a grounded feminine. I really feel like that. I've been coming across a lot of interesting feminines lately, and it's like they tend to fall into two camps. Like one, you know, they're kind of anyway. I'm not gonna psychoanalyze the female collective right now, because I probably get canceled for one, and the other is that my brain doesn't want to think too hard today. Okay, yeah, okay, there you go. The King of Cups, wow, and the Chariot, dang. From the past, wow, and the Queen. Oh my God, sorry. I get so excited for you guys because this feels so fucking awesome. Woo! Big energy coming through, big. So there is a King of Cups. If you're feeling very Queen of Cups and you've been very focused on love and care and nurturing and taking care of yourself, taking care of your kid, blah blah blah, whatever it is, like just doing the thing, investing your time and energy into things that you love, super important. The Empress, you know, is like right there with you to support you in that journey. Then you have the King of Cups coming in. So there's someone who's looking at you or will be coming into your life that is vibing off of your energy. The King and Queen of Cups like get each other, you know, they super get each other. So this is sort of like a very interesting dynamic for those of you who are single, for those of you who are kind of looking for love. Like the person you want to be with, I mean, you're looking at each other, but through like more of an intuitive lens. Any of you guys who feel like you're communicating telepathically through the heart with someone, that's very real. But now it's time for these things to come together, because the Chariot shows up saying you've got to bring these two energies together in order to move forward. And the Chariot is extremely exciting energy. This is the card of travel. This is the success card. It's a card of victory. So there's massive forward momentum happening when these two can reflect each other. So this can happen energetically. For those of you like, I'm single, I don't have a King of Cups. Where's my King of Cups? He's there. He's always been there. Like, this is a soulful, spiritual connection, and it starts there. Do the work in that arena. Like, I called in Archangel. Well, he just showed up last night. It was kind of awesome when Archangel Michael just showed up because I couldn't sleep. And all of a sudden he was just there. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking love him, man. He literally, I cannot say enough good things about Archangel Michael, because he just freaking gets it. And he's just so incredible and beautiful. And he helps me so much. And I just felt his presence so strongly last night. And any of you guys who are also, kind of very connected to that kind of energy, like, allow yourself to open up. Like, my wings like opened up again. I'm like, oh yeah, we got to open up our wings and keep becoming, you can become angelic. You are angelic in so many levels. And we're just kind of stuck in this human body. So it's really good to remind yourself of that. Yeah, the Six of Cups is like, remind of yourself of who you are. A lot of people, they're like, oh, someone from your past is coming back. Yeah, maybe. But I would prefer to look at it like soulmate. Like, this could be someone literally from a past life for sure. But there's a sweetness there. It started when you were young, they're saying. Oh my God, this is a really nice connection. Like, there's something about one of you or all of us, when we were young, we were kind of given like think about the first person you had a crush on, or like that first love, but like young, like these are like kids, right? Like, there's like a playmate or something that felt really safe for you. And mine was Matt Oates. I remember I was like kindergarten, and I remember meeting this kid, and his name was Matt Oates. And he lived in the house with like the trampoline, and so we could like go over there as like neighborhood kids. You like give them a little note signed by your parents that you can jump on their trampoline in case your fucking neck breaks. Man, that shit was crazy. But I remember, like, I just really liked this kid. You know what I mean? Like, and we were both super young. Nothing happened. I mean, we were like 7, but it felt really safe, and it was really nice. So there's something for you guys where maybe you met someone, a long time ago, or there's a certain fondness that you have for each other, whether it's in this lifetime or others. Like, that's what a soulmate is. This is someone that you know on a very deep, soulful level. And you're just, if you can get your shit together, they're saying, which you are, because you're recognizing that in order for that to come through, you have to be fully embodied in your highest self, like, which is very much this energy, right? Then when you're at your level, and that person, that soul's at their level, then these two can come together. And you're lucky, I'm hearing, if it happens in this lifetime. Like, so many people don't necessarily partner up in this lifetime, but there's a soulmate. I do feel like I am kind of getting that there is one. Like, I know that, that idea has like kind of come and gone. Like, no, you have many soulmates. I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, when you literally pull out and look at the big picture of all of it, like, I think there's a lid for every pot. And it's like the twin flame concept, or just like I don't know. I don't want to go into all that either. Because again, my brain, I can't think today. Make it easy on me. The full moon, like, maybe, like, it just completely, like, opened me up. And it was very exhausting in a lot of ways. So I have to kind of just, feel into this a little bit. But that's exactly what it is. It's all feeling. Like, this is a feeling thing. So really good time to pay attention to how people make you feel. Everybody. Okay? And this is like, we kind of have to clean house a little bit. Like, if people, and I don't mean someone said something off color because they had a bad day. Like, let's be reasonable with this. Like, but overall, feeling, it's the feeling state. That's what's going to help you navigate more clearly. It's not the thinking, it's the feeling. So who cares what they do or how old they are or what's going on with them? Like, how do they make you feel? Okay. this is important to pay attention to. And for those of you who are sensitive like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about because you feel it. You feel everything. So you're very sensitive to all of this stuff. And so not everyone is going to float your boat, right? So consider yourself complete and full on your own. That's critical. It's critical that you find a sense of wholeness. This is actually like, I feel like this is what wholeness feels like. You know, and she's totally good with that, and she feels fantastic, and it's just such a strong placement to have. It's such a strong message to come through. It's just very organic, very natural. You're healed. You know, this is someone who's healed. They're whole. They're complete. That's the journey, right? And this is all the stuff that we're doing to try to like, you know, patch up some of those holes. You know, I often look at like my journey as being like Swiss cheese, you know, and it's like, it's just kind of a lot of holes in there. So, you know, there's a lot of visualization healing work we can do to help relieve and heal, you know, some of those past wounds and those intense interactions. So a lot of healing going on, a lot of like, it's great for you to, I don't know, there's an emotional maturity I'm feeling for those of you who are coming into partnership or coming into connection. Emotional maturity is really a big deal. I do feel like there's just a lot of people. I mean, not a lot of people involved in this, but this feels like a very personal thing for you. Like this is really not about work or love, even. It's kind of about life. It's sort of like all of it kind of coming together in one really interesting experience. There could be something that you do that you meet someone where there's some kind of a travel experience, or I don't know, something in your car, or like, I don't know, there's some kind of interesting connection there. If someone's into cars like this, the chariot is, you know, literally could be a vehicle. I'm trying to bring it back down. They're like, dumb it down. I'm like, I'm never going to dumb anything down, but trying to explain everything that I'm feeling and coming at me right now, it's like, I do feel like I have to filter it a little bit because I do want to ground things and not be so like, you know, out there. Although I think you guys, if you're following me and you're watching me, I think you understand what I'm talking about. So we do want to keep it like elevated, but I feel like many of us are kind of starting to like, I don't know, settle into a new vibe. This is very vibey, I'm feeling like. So what's your vibe right now? Where are you flowing from? Really good time to just kind of like be relaxed and loose about it, like very loose, like all of these clothes, even like, you know, the Queen of Cups, she's not sitting there in a fucking Hervé Leger dress. You remember those bandage dresses that came out? Like, I mean, it was like a straitjacket, you know? God, they were like on the hanger and like, they were like this tiny and like these, anyways, I digress. I did not wear one ever. They were cool for a hot minute and then they just got way overplayed. And I'm like, oh my God, some people should not be wearing a bandage dress. However, the Queen of Cups is just like, I'm done. You know, I'm liberated. This is a liberated woman, right? This is someone who's liberated. She does not care. She does what she does. She is who she is. She is not living up to other people's standards or expectations, especially society. You know, she wears her crown and she's out in nature, just very natural, very organic. Lots of like, I love all these pillows and you know what I mean? She's got all this cool shit and she's got this gorgeous, like, beautiful gown on, but it's like relaxed, really awesome. I really feel like some of you guys are elevating into that. You're really entering into a powerful new chapter, and it's good for you to kind of look through the lens of love, peace. You know, this is reciprocity, balance. Very much an energetic match, you know, for yourself. So be very open to being near someone or travel with someone who's you're very well matched. Okay. Like there's just love. It's just like more love is created when you're around this person and when you're with this person. Okay. So really it could be anybody that's like that you really feel that way about. So open up to that connection, invest in it if you already have it, or, you know, be very open to it coming towards you. Wow, you got the sun. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming, baby. The baby is coming. Some of you guys are really birthing something. Like, wow, this is incredibly powerful, y'all. You've got the Chariot, the Empress, and now the sun, you know, and there's a little baby, right? So on a white horse. So this feels very like moving forward very powerfully and very fast when this happens. I'm so curious, like what, oh my God. All right. Let me look into it a little bit more quizzically, I'm hearing, because it's one thing to talk about these things, but I really want you guys to be in that energy of like, it's here. You know, like I think so many of us long for all that. That sounds great, Julie. You know, when's my so-and-so going to show up? You know, you can't be like that, unfortunately. Like people who are really like, I don't know, where is he? Like, where the hell's my husband? You know, that Ray song? It's actually a really good song. And it's funny and cute, you know, but don't overthink it, I'm hearing. So like, find people who you just enjoy being around, people you vibe with. I mean, that's really the answer. The Hierophant is saying like, this could be someone, you could be teaching, you could be meeting someone who's a teacher, you could be kind of like allowing yourself to advance higher education, people who are very in authority in these ways, but not in a bad way. Like the Hierophant gets kind of a bad rap in terms of it's kind of the card of institutions and corporations and marriage and religion and things of that nature. But I'm not feeling like this Hierophant is like to, you know, like, I don't know. I would be open to meeting someone who maybe comes from that world and maybe you think you can't relate because we're like, I have no idea what planet you're from, but somehow this connection really works. So it's really good for you to focus on that. You could actually really help someone come out of boredom, or you yourself need to kind of come out of this state, you know, a little bit resistant. This is kind of like a little bit of he's kind of like a little spoiled brat. Like, I don't get it. I don't have my cups. I'm only looking at these. I'm unsatisfied. And meanwhile, Spirit is trying to hand him this cup. Like, look, it's right in front of you. So the guidance here is to look at what's right in front of you. Like, allow yourself to see what Spirit has in store. And if you're too focused on what you don't have or what's missing, you won't be able to energetically attract that cup that you're really wanting. Okay, does that make sense? So in order for all of this to come into fruition and to manifest, these are things that we can do inside of us to allow ourselves to elevate and come out of these states of lower vibrational energy, right? And so the more you focus on doing that, like the more you're opening up to people who match that vibration. I mean, this is like 101, right? This is like, we've been talking about this stuff since like the 90s, right? Like this is very good, like, but also I do feel like there's an education here. Like it is good to, any of you guys who are studying something like, I really want to look back at Buddhism a little bit. That was the only kind of religion, I suppose, that I felt really made sense. But I do feel like it's really beautiful. So some of you guys might want to, you know, do something like that. Like whatever it feels like. Some of you are like, there's too many things. I'm overwhelmed. This is what we got to get. We got to get this dialed in. Okay. Like you can't meet your soulmate if you're overwhelmed and confused by everybody else's stuff. This is someone who's like everybody else's stuff. And you really need to hone in your thing, right? Don't worry about what everybody else thinks is right for you or wants for you. I understand that life can be really overwhelming, but like we don't want to approach this with like, I don't know, too many options. They're saying you don't want to spread yourself too thin. Like you don't want to be the one that's like running around trying to find like the right thing for you. That doesn't feel right. It feels a little overwhelming when you do that. So maybe it's time to just sort of collapse the fantasy. That's a really important part of this is like get very like clear on the fantasy versus reality. This has kind of been the thing. So many of us build these sort of ideas like, you know, you meet one person and then you go like play out this whole drama, you know, we're going to get married in my last name, you know, all this stuff. Like that's part of the bubble that's kind of being burst, right? And I think many of us can relate to that. You're like, it didn't really work out the way I thought, right? So be careful of like delusion and like being like castles in the sky. That's really going to be something that you're going to have to deal with. They're saying, like when I said get your shit together, that's what I mean. It's like we got to catch ourselves before we go into any kind of, you know, because it's an emotional reaction I'm picking up on, because the cups are about emotions. So whenever you guys feel overwhelmed or chaotic or a little bit like, you know, there's too much going on, like there's an emotional wound there that needs to be healed. Okay. And that will kind of collapse some of that. And it feels really good when you recognize that it's an emotional thing. So this is important to pay attention to, because once you kind of heal this part, and you're really maybe doing that right now, this aspect of your being, that automatically elevates you, right? So this is how, we talk about ascension, we talk about higher consciousness. How do we get there? Shit like this, you heal these patterns, this kind of inner like dialogues, right? These inner kind of plays we put on, these kind of forecasting, or putting things. I'm not talking about visioning. That's intentional. This is sort of like you're just kind of in the head in the clouds a little bit, right? We don't want you in there. It's kind of like that movie we talked about last week, that beautiful metaphor of the film and the projector. Like, this is like something. Projecting too many things is probably going to make things more confusing. So it's best to allow the clarity to come through, and one of those things will be revealed, okay? Walking away from something that's emotionally unsatisfying is required, because we go from the 7 of Cups to the 8 of Cups, and you can see he's walking away because that 1 cup is missing. So very similar energy to that 4 of Cups, where that cup is coming in and he's like, I'm looking at the 3. Lot of cups energy for you today, by the way. So very emotional, very deep. And he's walking away from like that. He's looking for that missing cup right there. So you guys could be ending a situation that's very confusing, that's been very overwhelming. Someone, if you've been not chosen, I'm hearing, if you're dating someone and they're dating like 6 other people, like that's not going to fly. I don't think that's making you feel good or making you feel happy. So you might be moving on. And I think it's a good idea to do that. Like, anyone who's like can't decide or is too confusing, like that's not going to work, it's just won't. So do yourself a favor and release that now, because it's not going to get any better. If someone's confusing you, then they're probably going to always be confusing to you. And I think a lot of it just has to do with an emotional wound, and maybe we've projected a lot of maybe qualities onto someone or some things that we want, and it really is kind of not reality, unfortunately. And I know that's kind of like a bubble burst a little bit, but that's kind of the point, I mean, the bubble is like, let's not look at it as like bursting. Like, look at it like, the clouds of confusion are just passing by, right? Like, that way it's like we're not like too like impacted by that. It's better for you to just let it go. So if some of you guys are wanting to leave a situation, but you're a little nervous to do that, or you're a little scared, you don't know really what to say, how this person's going to feel, how they may react, it's best to just kind of go walk slowly. Like, we don't need to like get mad or get angry or throw some shit on them. This isn't about that. It's just deciding, you could just separate for a little while. You could be like, I'm just going to go do my thing, and that will help a lot. So it's more of a walking away slowly as opposed to a big, sharp division. That doesn't feel right. Any of you guys who are ending a marriage or any kind of long-term relationship, if it's been 7 years or 7 months, it's the guidance is to move on, and you'll feel so much better, because like at least you decided. I think that is so important, because it's no fun to be in that confusing energy. That's no bueno, no bueno. So give yourself the grace to move on, even if it's difficult. Wow, that's really powerful. And I totally understand and understand how that might have taken a minute to do that. The patience card is here, temperance. I think you're walking towards something that's much more balanced, much more you. You're actually being elevated. You actually can meet someone who's like, another page. And if you guys who are like leaving a relationship right now or considering it, like, it's going to be way more fun on the other side. It could also be a work situation, a friendship. It could be any kind of connection on that level. It's not necessarily like romantic, although I do kind of feel like it is, because I think you're kind of like, I want to get some something. Like, some of you guys need a little bit more passion in your life. Like, maybe this relationship has been very stale. It's been very like unsatisfying, and sexually, emotionally, spiritually, like kind of all of it. And you're like, you know what? We have maybe in, the 8 of Cups is like, these people have built these 8 cups, right? Like, there's the 7, like, you've invested. I think the challenge is that you've invested, time and energy and a lot of emotion and care into this. And so good for you for recognizing that maybe there's something on the other side and having the strength and the courage to move forward and to love yourself, right? To very much love yourself. All will be revealed, they're saying. So if you just step away, you know, even if it's like, I'm confused, I don't know, then like take a break, go take a walk, you know, or take a trip, you know, go somewhere, like just exit the situation gracefully, and then you'll have some more clarity. You'll know what to do. So this is a great time to kind of come up with a plan to an exit strategy, or like a new idea that you can embrace, or a new, like, I don't know, just more of just like a new vibe, you know? I do think that that situation was draining you, and it's important that you allow yourself the grace to just level up, right? Like, don't put up with things that are overwhelming or confusing. You don't need to anymore, right? Trust that you're stronger, you know, on your own, and that as soon as you embrace that, like some new energy shows up for you that's really fun, and it's going to kickstart something really, really exciting. As I say that, these cards fly out. Hold on 1 second. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no shit. So we've got the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Wow. This is a little bit of a clash, I feel like, you know, it's time to just speak the truth, right? Like, this is pretty powerful. Communication is super important right now. Like, you know, for like, after all this emotional stuff is cleared, and like, you're kind of like, you've moved on, you've accepted, like, then you kind of show up with your truth, right? Like, this is really, really powerful and very different energy. It's like, almost like you become a different person. You're like, I've got clarity and I'm going to use it, you know? Like, the Queen of Swords does not fuck around. Like, she's very clear and very direct. And the Knight of Swords is very clear and very direct, and he's really fast, right? But I just can't figure out if this person is running towards you or away from you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, he could be leaving, this energy could be leaving, or he could be coming right in. And so I would just be open to, it's almost like a little bit of a turnstile effect. Like, you could be having like one person leave your life really quick, and then another one just shows up really fast. So a lot of action next for you after you walk away from something emotional and you find some peace. You need to find the peace first. Like, you need to be okay. You need to be like, I'm good. Like, it's over. Like, any of you guys who are wrapping up like long chapters of like, you know, emotional attachments and things, like finding some peace, giving yourself, again, the grace to be in your own energy, allow yourself to give, you know, to be balanced and to be strong in that balance feels really, really significant and important. So establishing that for yourself, like, I am temperance, like, I'm cool. I'm not gonna, like, no one's gonna throw me off. And it's like, as soon as you say that, boom, here comes the Knight of Swords. Something's charging in pretty quick, you know, that I think is going to actually probably elevate you a bit. Like, you might just have a lot of energy that's like exciting and fast, like starting to develop once you actually find peace. Like, once you chill out, all of a sudden everything becomes like really intense, but in a good way. Wow. Like, just be open, and I'll wrap up this segment, to things shifting fast. Okay. So just when you think you're like, I'm on this emotional thing, and how much further? Oh my God, it feels like forever. It's like, boom, like that, like a whole new reality can open up for you. Like, it kind of might come out of nowhere, right? Like, be very open. So don't linger, don't wallow. There's no need to wallow in any of this right now. Go do your thing, move on, go take a walk on the beach, go climb a mountain, go explore. This is about exploration, you know, this beautiful moon calling you. Go have a little adventure, be out in nature as much as you can, you know, just really enjoy all of that. You'll find great peace. It is good time for you to find that, like being on a retreat or somewhere where you're far away, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I've released this sadness, or this a little bit of like maybe regret from walking away from something. But I feel like it's time, you know. I don't think that you're going to really come across too much more emotional healing, because I think you've done the healing. That's why you're moving on. Like for those of you who've kind of been in a situation, but underneath it, you've been very focused on your health and wellness and healing and all of that, doing really good work on yourself. Like that has given you kind of the courage and the call to move on, right? So I really like this for you guys. I feel like I want you to stay in that space and then be open to just what wants to show up for you. Like this is just a good time to just get clear on what your truth is. And I keep feeling like that lately, like know your truth. I mean, we've been hearing about that forever. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? Know your truth. But I'm kind of encroaching on that a little bit myself right now. Like they don't say, there's a reason they say these things, that these things are sort of cliche. And I do think it's important to kind of establish that for yourself right now as best as you can. All right. Wow. We're cruising along today. Oh my God. I'm going to fan myself off a little bit. That was intense. Like a lot of emotion and also a lot of maybe needing to make some decisions or things happening quickly. And you're like, next thing you know, you're like, off you go. So be very open and available to something that kind of like, it might shake things up a little bit, but I think in a way that you need. Oh man. Okay. How are you guys? Wow. That felt really intense. I mean, in terms of the journey for you. So I hope you're good. I am here for you. I'm going to pull an oracle card before we go, but I just wanted to take a quick second and say hi and say thank you to everyone who's been following and coming to my events. And it's been such a cool like spring, summer, already. We have another event coming up July 18th in San Francisco at Alchemy Springs. This is going to be freaking bitchin', man. It's female only, women only. There's 3 of us doing like a 4-hour experience. Like it's going to be freaking rad. Somatic, movement. I'll be channeling. I'll be like, it's all good. It's all like, I'm really looking forward to it. It's a third eye activation experience. So it's gonna be really powerful, really enlightening, really eye-opening, and very healing as well, very soulful. So I'm super excited for that. Any of you guys who are local, July 18th, Alchemy Springs. I have it in my Instagram bio, the link. Also, it's like on the end of it is like a huge outdoor sauna garden experience. It's just freaking incredible. So they'll have like little nibbles, and then you have this huge and gorgeous outdoor sauna. I think it fits like 40 people. And then there's like little cold plunges and little thermal benches, and it's just such an incredible experience. So super excited to be invited back there. July 18th, Alchemy Springs. Please come, and your presence is required, I'm hearing. It really is about the vibe of the group. I'm really feeling that as well. For those of you guys who are creating experiences, who are creating community, like it really is about the people that show up. So do your best to cultivate a community. Okay, that feels really good. Like I'm feeling like that underneath all the things I'm doing. I'm like, the people that are coming to me, the classes I'm teaching, the students that are coming. We just had an awesome experience here on Sunday, calling it the Tarot Salon, for the students who come through my training. And we practice and we play, and it's just an awesome, refresh on tarot. Okay, so there's the crow. I had to pull an animal card for you guys. So this is trusting your intuition, really like opening up. That third eye is perfect activation for this. This will super help because it's about allowing yourself to communicate in ways that you've never really, we're not going to need a lot of the things that we've needed before. I'm feeling like, so how do we interpret light language? How do we interpret spiritual messages? How do we share those experiences? Where's that coming from? These are all things that we're going to be talking about. Look at that beautiful starfish. Dang. Opening up. You're a star, you're like a star and a special snowflake. Actually, there's a really cute story about one of the nice things my mom has done. There are a few more that I'm starting to pay attention to, but one thing that she did used to do that I was really nice for me was on my birthday, she would tell me the story of the day I was born, because apparently it was a huge snowstorm. I was born in Detroit, actually in Dearborn, which is outside of Detroit, on December 1st, 1972. It's a good year. And she said there was a huge snowstorm, and that the size of the snowflakes were like silver dollars, like going to the hospital. And apparently my nickname was Susie Snowflake. Like, that's what they called me when I was born. Like, the nurses were just like, it's Susie Snowflake, because it was this huge storm, huge snowflakes. And then, then I think my parents were like, they named me Jennifer. You know, they could not obviously figure out my name. As I say that, a little bird comes up. So on my birth certificate, it says Jennifer. And then they like, oh, well, we, read an article that like Jennifer was like one of the most popular names in 1972. And we wanted to give you a better name. So they changed it to Julie. I was like, so like literally my birth certificate is crossed off. Like, it's typewritten Jennifer. There's a white line and it's handwritten Julie. So like, no wonder I have an identity crisis. One day I'm Susie Snowflake, then I'm Jennifer, and not Julie, like, I guess it's all kind of the same thing. So it's sort of fun. I'm hearing your origin story. You might want to go back to like relive your origin story, or at least when you kind of came out. For those of you guys who are like, you had openings and awakenings, I would kind of like cycle back through there, maybe like relive some of those openings that you had, revisit them, they're saying, because there are, wow, really beautiful chapters that you really kind of went through, big epiphanies and big awakenings. And it's really important to remind yourself of like, gosh, how far you've come, I'm hearing, and be proud of who you are. Super important. Like, to embrace your uniqueness, like I talk about all the time, and also to express that uniqueness. Yeah, just be open, be yourself. Don't be afraid to let that truth come out of you as you. It's really, really powerful time. Huge opening, huge awakening. So don't forget that. Like, you really are magnificent, I'm hearing. And like, yeah, look at that awesome phoenix rising from the ashes. Like, wow, you really, really, I mean, this is such a powerful card. So some of you guys, you remember the octopus? Remember he showed up last week, I think, where you're just like overly involved in other people's stuff. Like, you're really breaking through that. You're really like rising above so much of this low vibrational attachment, right? So good for you. This is super powerful. Like, I feel very strongly for what it is that you guys are opening up to. Like, trust that. Go with that. Like, there's no limits, right? I don't want you to feel limitation at all. I want you to fly as close to the sun as you want, because that's, this is so important. This is super healing for you. You've gone through such a journey of healing, a journey of connection. I mean, wow. And you've learned, right? The owl is there with the black egg. So this is deep truth coming out. This is really incredible. You guys have had an amazing life. For those of you, no matter where you are on the journey, like, your life has been incredibly amazing. It might have been a little scary at times, but yeah, you are always protected. So call upon protection when you need it. Like, that's how powerful you are, is that you have all these like kind of elements at your disposal, all these creatures willing to be with you, to spend time with you, in energy. Some of you guys are just feeling very connected to the animal kingdom, which feels awesome. Like, more power to you. Very healing for you to be around that. And some of you guys maybe are just kind of releasing some of the human attachments, because ultimately you're probably more happy hanging out with like a wolf, an owl, and a phoenix and a serpent. Like, there is that energy for you of feeling very close to nature in terms of animals in particular. Okay. Especially animals that are kind of out in the wild, that aren't domesticated. These, I mean, I love our pets and all of that, but these, wolf is not like, he's still kind of out there, right? Some of you guys are adopting, though. You might be adopting kind of like a wolf style dog, or something that feels like that, like a husky or a German Shepherd or like a large, large dog, like this is incredible for you. You will feel very connected to this animal. Be very open to this right now. All of you guys who are like, would never maybe consider getting a dog or any kind of thing. Like there's something about like, maybe that spiritual partnership is about you and a wild animal, you know? I mean, it like, I'm not, anyways, my dirty mind's jumping in. But it could be these connections are also, or there's a dog that somehow brings you together. This is really beautiful. There's something new, this deep truth that's being revealed, very much so. When you feel safe and protected, I think that's also really important to you. When you feel safe and protected, then you can really open up. So that's a big part of your journey right now, is finding like that protection and calling that protection to you, feeling and knowing that you're protected. That's what allows some of this to come through you. I dig this card so much. It's deep though, you know, this is really deep. This is soulful wisdom. I mean, this is really incredible. You're definitely going through some kind of a Kundalini awakening. Any of you guys who feel and understand that has been like definitely part of my experience. And I love talking about it because it's really important to share these journeys, these experiences of what it is, and being like open about that. And it's safe to talk about it, they're saying. So open up about the wisdom that may have come through you. Very healing. You've got the earthworm and the serpent, right? So this is all about that wholeness we talked about, right? That beautiful energy of the Empress. That's like that wholeness. This is about healing and completion. You completing major, major cycles that are very deep and go way back, way back. So give yourself grace, like I said. Like allow yourself to heal. You are like really breaking through on so many levels. Trust your wisdom. Keep working through. Keep feeding your soul. Okay, that's super important. Keep feeding yourself. You're feeding your soul. You're very protected. Wow, I'm gonna end it there, you guys, because I feel like, man, between the full moon and this beautiful reading, I mean, really beautiful, really, really exceptional. So some of you guys are just like feeling very, very, you should be very excited about what's coming. Like, honestly, I know it's been a lot. Like, I feel like it's been a lot, and it's hard sometimes to believe. But I think what is happening is that it's just happening naturally. The more you release, the more you let go, the more you share, the more you open. Like that's how it starts to come, right? It's what you let go of. That's critical. And so I'm just so proud of you. I feel like so like grateful to be a part of your journey, and I hope my messages are helpful to you. I am going to be doing private readings ongoing. I've got some new things in the books, and excited to share upcoming experiences with you. Stay tuned. But I am doing private readings still. So if you guys want to come see me, that'd be great. We're doing remote as well. You can book a session with me anytime. I'm here. I want to figure out your situation as much as you do. Believe me, I'm always like, ooh, what's going on? You know, like, let's get in there. Let's move some shit around, right? Because this is so exciting for you on, you know, on such a deep level. So I just am so grateful to be a part of it. Have a great week, you guys. I will see you again soon, and enjoy the after effects, the afterglow of this incredible full moon. Have a great week. Bye.